What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Stick Theory podcast. Today, we're going to be joined by Seven Hill Stringing. He's been dying for over 10 years now. He's a super awesome guest. We do run into some funny technical difficulties, so stay tuned for those. But yeah, super awesome episode, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. Seven Hills, thank you so much for coming on Stick Theory. We can't wait. We're excited to have you on here. The question we like to start with a lot of our guests is, how'd you come up with the name Seven Hills?
So, Seven Hills started in Lynchburg, Virginia. It's considered the Seven Hills City. A guy I was coaching with out there, him and I kind of started this whole deal and bouncing names back and forth. I used to be a teacher. So at first it was like teaching strings. And then he's like, I'm not a teacher, so that doesn't make sense. And then now it's like, oh, we'll just call it Seven Hills because
Yeah.
Seven Hills City.
That's awesome. That seems like how a lot of people get their names, and I love it. It's just where they're from. So, what drew you to the stringing, and then after the stringing, the dyeing side? Because not a lot of people like they'll play the sport, they love it, but they don't really gravitate to like the creative side of the stick making.
Yeah, so stringing started, I dabbled in a little bit when I was in like late elementary, early middle school. And then my brother was a senior when I was a freshman in high school, and he used to do some of my sticks. We were both goalies. And then he graduated and went to school, and I was like, well, I guess I got to start stringing my own sticks. And then just evolved from there. And then going off of that, I mean, I strung all my sticks through college, a few other guys on the team. And then freshman year at Lynchburg, my roommate and I, we were just cruising Walmart, and he's like, "Let's go dye sticks." So makeshift dorm room dye station, the rubber trash cans and the 1 quart kettles that we had. Just started dyeing sticks in our room, and then it's like, "Oh, this is really cool. Let's just go on with it." And I also grew up playing with dyed sticks all the time. My parents used to get me sticks for Christmas all the time too, and they're all just dyed basic, just blue or red. Said like Vikings for my high school or Hornets for Lynchburg, and just progressively went from there.
Yeah. So, what led you to wanting to do the more, I guess, creative designs you're doing? Because there's some stuff you're doing. I'm like, how do you even come with that on the stick? Because some people they stop at the fades, the single colors, and call it a day. But you're doing some wild things. Like, what made you want to do that?
So back when I started in 2015, making it legit with like the Instagram and everything, I was hand cutting all my decals and everything, and I was like, oh, I need to get a Cricut or some type of vinyl cutter. I was like, let's just see what I can do. Push the envelope as much as I can, and just go from there. And also, as Dandy Dies will say, I'm a glutton for punishment. So I just do the hardest thing possible to get do the most simple thing possible.
Yeah.
So it was just ongoing process, just always constantly pushing the envelope, seeing what I can do.
I love that. So you mentioned you and your buddy, you're in college. You say, hey, let's go dice sticks in the dorm room. Do you remember what that first stick was?
It was a OG Eclipse.
OG Eclipse. There you go. That
Mm-hmm.
is awesome. Do you remember what design you did?
Oh, it was just a red fade. It was
Just a
not the best. It was just some splatter. It was just. I think the carpet of the room looked better than my stick. The amount that I spilled.
Yeah. So what's kind of changed the most in your dyeing process? Because obviously you're starting off in the dorm room, you just red fades. Now you're doing all these crazy designs. Like, what's changed in your process of that?
Uh, just it's just seeing this different things in the world and just like all these different logos and everything. It's like, oh, that could look cool as a dye, and it's like, okay, well, here's a logo this big. How can I get it on a space this big? And it's just
Hmm.
just making it
Yeah.
work. And like I said before, I hate myself, and I just make it work to say the least.
That's- Yeah. So obviously you're dying, you get in there. Do you remember the first stick you got to string? You know, I mentioned you start in elementary school, middle
Yeah.
school.
Yeah. So the first stick I ever strung was an STX Octane with a round scoop, not even a flat scoop.
Really? Wow, I didn't know those existed. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
it's so the Octane was a semi-popular head back in like the late '90s, early 2000s, I guess. I don't know. It was just the first stick my parents got me.
Yeah.
Got to play it again. It was on some crappy alloy shaft, and it's just like, oh, let me just mess around with it, see what I can do. And then that stick actually exists still. Go for Lax now has it.
Really? How'd he
Yeah.
end up with it?
We were talking one day, and the interest was sparked, and I didn't. Yes, it held memories, but at the same time, it held up more space.
That seems to be a pretty common theme with a lot of these
Yeah,
people I've talked to is they've been in the game for so long that they're running out of space. Like SoFlo, like after we recorded, was showing me his collection. He has a
yeah,
whole separate, basically bedroom just for
yeah.
everything. I'm like, I don't know if I could get to that point, but that's awesome. So
Yep.
everyone does have kind of a stringing philosophy, and for you, a dying philosophy. What would you say
Yep.
yours is?
Stringing, keep it simple.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, sure, people are doing all these crazy different inside out weaves and this and that and everything. I do them upon request. If someone says string my stick, I'm just going to do a simple string. I mean, basic knots, couple SIs here, there, whatever. But I'm not going to go overzealous because if your sidewall pops in the middle of a game, it's easier, in my opinion, to fix a simple string job
Hmm.
than all these crazy weaves and ins and outs and everything else like that. Because I mean, I can string a stick start to finish less than 10 minutes
Yeah.
just by basic stringing, but all
Yeah.
those
Just
other ones take like 20, 30 minutes.
yeah. Just a few simple knots and SIs and call
Yeah.
it a day.
Yeah. If it works, why change it?
Exactly. I am right there with you. I do. I'm kind of like you a little bit. I'll do some of like the inside outs or all insides, but
Yeah.
that's if I just have time to kill and I'm just like, yeah, let's mess around for a bit. But generally, it's just
Yeah.
I'm usually starting like two knots, like in a bunch of singles and doubles is usually what
Yep.
is my go-tos.
Yep. That's pretty much all it is. It's just two, single, double, single, 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 and just whatever else finish it. Whatever fits in the head or whatever I see creatively fitting.
Yeah. So then, what would be your dying philosophy or
Uh,
design theory?
it is don't mess up because it's an expensive mess up. Oh no.
Oh no.
There we go. New garage. Can't figure it out. We're good.
Awesome. So don't mess up because it is an expensive mess up. What's that process like? So say you do screw up a die. Is there a way to fix those? I'm not super familiar with that, or is it kind of just
So I have gotten a little creative with it. I've sometimes people are obviously paying some money for some of this stuff.
hmm
They bought the head. They're expecting, I don't want to say perfection, but at least something great, if not perfection. So it's like, hey, I'm straight up honest. Like, look, here's a mess up. Here's what I can do to fix it. Or we can go the alternate route and just not do this die. I just get you a whole new head. Most of the time, people are pretty lenient. They're just like, oh, yeah, sure, there's some bleed there. What can you do to build off of it?
hmm
Like Bob Barker, or not Bob Barker. Yeah, no, I'm the painter dude. You know what I'm talking
Bob
about.
Ross?
Bob Ross. Bob Barker was Wheel of Fortune. Um, Same deal, but all happy accidents. I
Yeah.
will say a lot of those owl heads that are on my page,
hmm
majority of them were screw ups.
Really?
Yep,
What led you to come up with that design then from the screw ups? Just
it's just what can we do to fix it? What can we mask it off with?
yeah, I love that. So obviously with the string inside, different players, different positions. Do you approach a universal type of pocket, or do you believe it's more player to player?
Uh, Unless it's specified what they want, I'm pretty universal. I mean, it's solid mid pocket. It also depends on the head, like if the way it's curved and everything. I mean, it's more defensive head. The hock it's going to be naturally higher, so
Hmm.
adjusting things a little bit. But I know sometimes it might annoy some people. But if you lined up 100 of my sticks, 99 of them are the same.
Yeah.
I mean, they work from what I understand. I haven't had any complaints by them, except for maybe one or two here or there. But I mean, after 10 years, having less than a 2% negative rating on some of the sticks I string, outside of just adjusting the shooting strings and the bottom string, I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah. So obviously we're going into the dyeing side. I know talking to SoFlo, some heads dye better than others. What would be some of your favorite heads to dye and then some of your least favorite heads to dye?
Oh, let's see. Favorite heads, just because of the surface area, I'd say like shrinking.
Hmm.
I mean, it has a nice matte finish to it, so it's easier to dye, and the vinyl sticks very well. Um, Least favorite would be something that has a lot of texture, like the pal heads. They have a crazy texture on them.
Hmm.
I've dyed probably over 100 pal heads, like over the years of working with them. So I figured out how to make it work, but it's just pain in the butt.
Yeah. So what are some of the current meshes you're using after you do dye the head to string them up?
Depends on whatever people want. I mean,
Okay.
they'll just say, "Hey, I want this dyed and strung." Okay, everything's one of one. Okay, what mesh do you want? What is this? What is that? They're like, "Well, what do you recommend?" I'm just like, "Well, honestly, it's six to one, half dozen the other, in my opinion."
Hmm.
I was a goalie, so I can only really vouch for goalie mesh.
Hmm.
Um, Field mesh, it's like, yeah, sure, this one's better than this one in some ways, but where this one lacks, this one provides, and where this one lacks, this one provides. So it's, I don't know. Some people might not agree with that. I do. I do a lot of string, Blackstrom mesh.
Yeah.
I like their mesh too. But like I said, I mean, if they want something specific, we'll go with that. But I don't
Yeah.
really, yeah.
Yeah, it's all player to player. I kind of do the same thing. Like I personally keep a stock of Hero 4 on me just because that's my personal favorite right now. But if a guy comes to me with like a String King 4S, well, it's not my personal favorite. It's like if you want it, man, like we'll string it up and like we'll go
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I do have like a thought process on what kind of mesh. I
Okay.
prefer to do semi-hard.
Semi-hard.
Yeah.
What about semi-hard makes you like it?
It's so yes, you can still get that optimal break in right off the initial stringing, but oh man, I got to figure out how to work that timer. Um, like my just personal philosophy, especially being a goalie, yeah, you're going to break it in, and yeah, it's going to be doing things perfectly right off the get go if you break it in properly. But you're also using and abusing it over and over and over, and soft mesh is just going to get worse and bag out quicker
Yeah.
than what hard mesh should be. That's just my philosophy.
Hmm.
To each their own.
Yeah.
Especially if you're goalie sticks. It's like I probably half break in goalie sticks because they're just getting
Really?
shots over and over and over and over.
Okay.
They're like, oh well, I can't really throw it. I was like, just give it 10 minutes of getting shots. Like, oh, it's great.
That's awesome. I've never heard that, but I like that idea a lot though for goalies specifically. That's
Yeah.
really cool. So I know you mentioned, I think I remember heard you mention earlier the PAL. So have you been able to be involved in like some product development or some testing in your time of stringing and dyeing?
Um.
Or what you
Yeah.
can share if you have?
Yes. I don't know how public knowledge it was or is, or if it's even a thing still. Um, if they come back onto you later on down the road, and it's whatever. I don't remember signing an NDA, but they were coming up with their own dye.
Really?
Yeah, and it was good. I mean, some of the colors were good, some of the colors were okay. I mean, it was all just how it took on the stick and everything. I know they sent me every single color and two heads to dye up in every single color,
Yeah.
just to try them out, see what they would look like. They were good. They were solid colors, but I think it kind of just dwindled off. And then they
Yeah.
started getting more into their heads and the mesh and everything else too.
Yeah. So what's your favorite dye to use right now? I know I think RIT is a lot of what people use, but are you like a lax dip dye or one I don't even know about?
So I am, because I'm lazy and just like things right away, I'll just go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and grab some RIT.
Hmm.
Certain colors I do use Lax Dip, like maroon. The only good color maroon that I've gotten is from Lax Dip. Jacquard also has some good colors. I've used them here and there, but 98% of the time I'm using RIT,
Yeah.
the dye more or the regular. And if there's not a color that they have stock, I'll make my own.
Yeah. So if well, so you're obviously using these dyes. You've been involved in some product development. What would be some innovations you'd like to see the industry kind of still come up with, whether it be a mesh, a head, a type of dye?
Mm, that's a tough one. I kind of prepared myself for this question watching the other interviews. Um, I don't know. I would say if we could get like the newer technology heads, like the plastics that they have, like the
hmm
DNA and everything, that you have to use a specific dye for, if we could get that to dye with normal dye,
hmm
that'd be great. But I mean, I'm
I think you froze. Hello,
we
James?
froze.
Oh
Did we
no.
freeze?
Yeah, I think we're back. I think I heard you. You stopped. At, your camera's still frozen, but I think I can hear you now.
Okay,
Oh,
there,
we're
there
back.
we go. I had to get off my Wi-Fi. I don't know what the last thing you heard was. I mean, Starlink
You were
is
talking
great,
about
but since
yeah. It was you were talking about the DNA plastics and how that you have to use specific dyes for those.
oh yeah, yeah. So like if we get that type of stuff to make it work with regular dye and
hmm
not fade when you take the decals off on like a two tone, that'd be great. But like I said before, it cut out. At least I heard it was not something new is on the market all day, every day. I mean,
Yeah.
this is one of the things you just got to learn as you go. I guess you could say.
Yeah. So I think that kind of goes into this next question a little bit. If you could design your dream head and dream mesh, what would that look like?
Mm. Well, head would be we got to put a cross between. Okay, so I'll do two parts here since I know a
hmm
lot about both. Goalie side, the legacy of the Eclipse and like just the universal dynamic of it because it's such a great head. Mix that in with the impact. So there we go. A Eclipse 3 with impact plastic.
Okay.
I think that'd be a great head.
Yeah. What about the
Yeah.
impact plastic makes it desirable for you?
It's just, I don't know. I just think it's a little bit more rigid
Okay.
and durable because I
Yeah.
think it's similar to the DNA plastic, I believe. And I only say that because it dies kind of hard. So
Yeah.
I would assume that similar, if not the same plastic.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
what would
I
that?
try not to keep up.
Hey, I'm right there. What that dream field head for you then look like?
Let's see. We'll go with a big on the X6 style heads, just like Sesh is.
Of that. I think, do you have all the colors like he does?
No, I'm not
Ah,
cool like him. Um, let's see. I was a huge fan of the clutch.
okay.
Yeah.
OG
Uh,
clutch?
oh yeah, I had the. I used to have the OG Clutch High School camo print.
Camo print. I'm trying to get my hands on one of those. That is awesome.
I had one, and it was amazing. And then I let one friend borrow it for pickup one day, and all the camo chipped off.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it was. So I don't know. Clutch, like protons. Actually, no, they're not even called protons anymore. They're just supers and hypers and everything. They're all the power line.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. I don't know. Fieldhead. I'm big on Evos,
Yeah. You liking the new
so
Evo V that just dropped?
haven't even seen it yet. Seen pictures.
Ah,
That's about it.
okay. I'm trying to get my hands on one as well. I love the Evo 4. It was one of the heads I liked
Yeah,
using when I was playing in high school. And so,
yeah.
the second I'm seeing this one, I'm like, I gotta get my hands on this. The wide face shapes back. I love it.
The Evo 4X6. Always. I had one for a little bit, then someone took it, and I was just like, well, I guess I'll get one eventually, and just never got around to getting another one.
Yeah. So obviously lacrosse, the gear culture of it, it's a big thing. I'm sure you've seen it through the dyeing. That's part of the customizing. How do you kind of see the community evolving around this?
Oh, I mean, it's great. I mean, from when I started doing all this 10 years ago, everybody was hiding patterns and this and that, and you could only get this for a certain person to string this one pocket. And now it's just does whatever. You just talk to whoever, ask questions to whoever. I mean, I have like Sesh, for example, and then Southern Strings, and then SCD Lax, like a bunch of guys super close with, and also SoFlo. It's just, it's community, it's building.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always going to be some people that people don't like, but it is what it is. It's life. You just have to tolerate people at times.
Yeah.
But it's evolving. It's for the better. I see.
Yeah. So obviously social media, that's probably the biggest thing that's helped with this evolution. Were you before social media came around, I know Sesh has mentioned them. Were you on like the Lax forums and the old ones back in the day? Or
I was not because I didn't have internet until I went to college.
oh wow.
Yeah,
That is interesting.
yeah. I lived in the middle of nowhere back home. So
Yeah. So then I guess following up social media, obviously for the better, how is social media kind of, what are some of the benefits you've seen personally from it? Just being able to talk to people or
talking to people, easier access to anything and everything. I mean, you can click two buttons and get whatever you want at any time of the day. I mean,
yeah.
it's evolving everything. And I also at the same time, I think the younger generations of people, I'm not saying like I'm like grandfathered into this whole deal or whatnot, but like I mean, you have a stringing style page or lacrosse page. How many of those new stringing accounts do you get at least a week? Probably
Oh,
a million of them.
dozens.
Yeah. So it's all these kids, middle school, whatever. Hey, dude, they're all coming up and doing whatever. Like, oh, I'm gonna make a quick buck, string sticks. Great, go for it. Ask all the questions. They're like, well, how can I do this? How can I do that? You just do it. But at the same time, I mean, it's a flooded market, but it's still a good market to be in.
Hmm.
I mean, because I've asked a whole bunch of other people to dye sticks for me because I don't like dyeing sticks for myself.
Really? Why is
I,
that?
I can't decide. I just can't
Really?
decide what I want. Yeah.
Yeah.
For since college, I've used nothing but white sticks.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The guy who dies, the crazy ones, only uses white. I love that.
Yeah. I think there's one over there. Got two to show. This is coaching or just messing around because I don't coach anymore. It's a spine.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And it's on a Combat Derby Boys box shaft, which is amazing. I think this is honestly, I don't know whose patriotic mesh this is.
They come out every year. I'm starting to lose track.
Yeah, it's that company. One's over there somewhere in the desert or the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this right here is my currently wildest stick that I have. It's Carolina in red,
Hmm.
high school, college. That's it.
Wow, I like it. Super
Yeah,
simple, nice and simple. That's actually really
yeah.
cool.
And on a brine PA2 back from, I think this was my one of the first sticks I ever had, first shafts I ever had.
And you able to hold on to it that long. That's awesome.
Yep. So when I first started, my dad bought three sticks to play it again. It was my octane on an alloy. He bought himself a shotgun on this tattoo, and I bought my brother like one of the OG Evo or one of the warrior heads from back
Hmm.
in the day, and that was it.
That's awesome. So
So
obviously, you're growing on social media, you start the Instagram page. Would there be some special shout outs to some stringers or developers that have kind of helped you along your way?
Hmm, that's a long list.
That's been a pretty consistent answer for a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess when I very first started back in the yesteryears, I think one of the first stringers I really connected with was Sesh.
Really? That's awesome.
Yep. Um, Sesh, Penny, um, few, I forget who else it was, man. It was, I don't know, 10 years ago, like I said. Go for Lax is big with him. He's helped me out a bunch. Um, SGD, I helped him get started. Now he's been kicking off a little bit more so, and because I'm dwindling off a little bit on my personal side,
Hmm.
I ask him questions, so we bounce back and forth. Southern String, SoFlo. Um, let's see who else we got. We got Pocket Nirvana, Heritage Spoons, and Tria Mesh.
That was
Um,
so I just
Ray,
recorded I recorded one with him last night.
yeah,
This Andreas stuff, it's so cool.
yeah,
Have you gotten a
it's
chance to
crazy.
string it
It's
up
wild.
yet?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I did the spine and like the other regular one, the TR1 or whatever. It's crazy stuff.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I think the biggest dyer that I used to follow that helped me out a bunch was Wraith.
I don't know if I've heard of them. I might have to
Yeah,
look. I'll have to look them
he's
up.
uh, he's not doing it anymore. He stopped probably about 5 years, 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Ohio or lives in Ohio from Canada and used to do all that. Talked to him a bunch. Oh, Red Star Lacrosse. Him as
Okay.
well. So just watching his goofy side of his YouTube videos of what he did to it, I think that was okay. So going back like 10 minutes ago, talking about like what is my innovation to all these crazy dyes and everything, I would have to probably pinpoint it on Tom. It's a Red Star because he did used to do this whole series of like Willet string and like all these crazy other things. I'm just like, I'm going to do that. So there you go. I guess the biggest influence is Tom of Red Star.
Yeah, that's a really cool answer. So what would
Yeah.
be some advice you'd have for like younger people, like newer stringers kind of getting into it? And then after that, the ones getting into dyeing, what would be some advice you'd have for them?
Uh, Stringing, practice, string a stick, unstring it, string a stick, unstring it, string a stick, unstring it, constantly over and over and over and over and over. Get your knots right, get your spacing right, figure out what works best for you. Build those calluses. I would say do that before going into the Instagram market.
Hmm.
Man, we're having a heyday with this light right now. Um, I would say for dyers, one, definitely get like the lax room heads that are like two for $40. If you really want to try and practice, buy like two or three of those. That way you get like 4, 6, 8 heads. Start with fades. Just start with basic fades, solid colors. Just don't get into the crazy stuff until once you get the fades down, then go get a pack of pre-cut vinyl stickers
Hmm.
at Michael's or Walmart or somewhere, and then just stick them on there, figure out how to do it, then evolve yourself into getting a vinyl cutter, getting into the more intricate things, and then research and ask questions about anything and everything. Because, like for punch outs, when you have to mask off a majority of the head or part of the head, that room for error is insane. Like it's a high risk, high reward type situation.
Hmm.
I mean, I've been doing it for 10 years. I've dyed probably over 1,500 different sticks, if not more than that.
Oh wow.
Literally a month and a half ago, I ruined 10 in a row for a team order. But then I was able to fix it. I was like, this not the best thing in the world, but it worked. They look
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. So one question I meant to ask earlier, just because I'm super unfamiliar with it, what makes dyeing better than, I guess, in a vacuum? Something like some people are like, oh, why wouldn't you just like paint a head? Like, what's the difference in that?
Paint chips, dye actually like goes into the first couple layers of plastic.
Okay.
Like you can sand off a dye. Like I've had bleeds before that I've actually sanded off and it came out perfect. It goes into like the first couple layers of the stick. It's almost like a tattoo. I mean,
Hmm.
if you get a tattoo, you can literally physically cut your skin off down to a bare layer.
Hmm.
Same thing with a stick. Paint is all surface,
Interesting. Okay.
just like hydro dipping as well.
Hydro dipping surface level as well.
Yeah,
Okay. That actually makes a whole lot of sense now that it got framed that way. That answers one of my
yeah,
biggest questions right there. All right. Well, as we do wind down our time here at Seven Hills, we like to finish
yeah.
out with what's called a rapid fire round. So are you ready for that?
Go for it.
All right. What's your favorite mesh?
ECD wax 12 diamond.
Love that. Go to not.
Uh, it's the basic one. I don't know. It's just not. Put it
What's
on
the
the head.
most what's the most underrated head of all time?
AV8U.
Love that pick. That's a sleeper pick right there. That is phenomenal. And then on the flip side, what's the most overrated head of all time?
Whatever the new gimmick is that's out.
See, I assume you were not a fan of the Gate D when it first dropped.
It was no. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I couldn't wrap my head around it, but I mean, I've died and strung a few, but I was just like, all right, I guess. I mean, it was like this wide,
Yeah.
and they had the hooks on it. The theory was there, but I was just like, whatever. I never played with it. I've strung them. I've died them. It's just if it works, it works.
Yeah. So then, final one I'd like to end off with here. What's your favorite head to string? And then after that one, your favorite head to die?
Favorite head to string. Uh, Eclipse 3 and uh, any of the Evos
Okay.
to string. To die, that was weird. I didn't push the button. To die would be a String King or a Signature or any of these um, like Lackstrom heads.
Okay. Yeah, love those answers. That's kind of not super like known picks, so I do like that a lot. What about the Electrum heads makes you like to dye them? Is it surface area or
Surface area, it's flat. They're glossy. Um, Depends on the situation if I like a glossy or a flat head. And then, dang, dude, new house jitters. I don't know what's going on. Um, it's just easier to dye. I mean, they're cheap. It's flat. It takes dye pretty well. So,
Yeah, that is awesome. Well, Seven Hills, thank you so much for coming on. Where can listeners find your work, reach out to you, follow you?
where can they find me? Instagram. They can look on Facebook. I don't really check that. It's all on Instagram. Seven Hill Strings. The number seven. Spell out the word hill and strings.
That's awesome.
Hills.
Well, Seven Hills. Seven Hills Strings on Instagram, guys. You heard the man. So, Seven Hills, thanks again for joining the Stick Theory. To everyone listening, make sure you like, comment, subscribe after this episode. We'll hopefully keep pumping more of these out. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely.